Why, hello everybody, it is good to be back for QRL. It's that time of the weekend again where we have their 100% mini championship. Hello everybody, welcome to today's broadcast. Before we go over anything, I just want to say a huge welcome back to everybody here, and I hope we have some good races today. We have a total of, what I can see so far, is 16 drivers ready to go out and do some racing. Now let's double check on the standings that we have so far. So of course, after St. Skill Issue took the win last time out, he of course leads the championship as it stands right now, alongside Hockey Adam, Hydelo rounding out the top three, Big Sauce fourth, Max Martin in fifth, Panther Lol in sixth, Anthony in seventh, or Antoine, I should say, it's Antoine, not Anthony. It is 8th, Mr. Goat, 9th is Night Nerd, 10th is Bloodsport, Burrs in 11th, 12th is Maxet, 13th is Alteza, hoping to have a better result than last time, and of course, your five non-finishers from last week being Rex, Polka Kapler, Something, Pink Panther, and Lesson. Of course, leading the constructors is the Ferrari team so far. So there you go. That's how it stands. Can anybody touch St. Skill Issue this round? Well, we're about to find out because we're about to start some one-shot qualifying. We actually have 17 drivers now. That's interesting. Hey, yo, that is good to see as I actually switched my game capture to the right game. And we'll be underway at any moment now. So, of course, we had St. Skill Issue come out on top last time. Hockey Adam, of course, due to penalties, really couldn't put any sort of dent on the charge of Skill Issue. So, will things be different this time? We are, of course, round Jeddah. Now, a bit of fun fact about this circuit is that this was, you know, Herman Tilke. He might not be a very popular name in the Formula One space right now, but his son is actually the architect behind this circuit. It's Karsten Tilke. This track was, of course, first featured on the 2021 F1 calendar as we have an 18th driver come in. This was the one where Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen had a very interesting moment coming into the final corner where Max tried to let Lewis Hamilton through, but unfortunately it ended up breaking Lewis Hamilton's front wing, and the strength of that front wing, it was absolutely insane. He was able to keep going and finish the race and overtake Verstappen to take the championship to the final round in Abu Dhabi. Unfortunately, we all know how that turned out. But different circumstances today. Hopefully we won't see too many controversies. And I am promised, quote from an admin, that Jeddah will cook. And I can't wait to see it. We, of course, had a lot of issues with track limits last time. So I'm sure that has been on the drivers' minds throughout the preparation this week as we begin our one-shot qualifying. Now, of course, we have a one-shot qualifying because this race will be 100% distance. So, in order to make sure it fits a normal league time frame, a league race time frame, I should say, We hold a one-shot qualifying like in 2005, and then we do a 100% race. And you know what? I can't wait to see this get going. Of course, Jeddah plays host in Saudi Arabia, has played host not only Formula One but the GT World Challenge. That was actually this year. It was 6 hours of Jeddah. You can believe that, and of course, did hold the World Touring Car Championship, which was in 2022 with the race of Saudi Arabia. Now, for those that love the fun facts, the fastest lap in the race is actually held by none other than Lewis Hamilton, who took it in the Mercedes W12 back in 2021 with a 1:30.734. So can anybody beat that this weekend? Of course, that's what I always love to see. We'll see if anybody can beat it, not only in qualifying, but in the race as well. And of course, if you're interested in the short circuit, which has ran from 2022, that has not played host to Formula One, but it has played host to the TCR, and Gilles Magnus took that one with a 1:16.986. But of course, we are using the full layout today. 27 turns, 6.174 kilometers, translating to 3.836 miles. 3 DRS zones, so more than ample opportunity for overtaking to occur, and we are in the night at Jeddah, and it will look pretty, I guarantee you that much. So, of course, I won't be swapping between drivers' POVs on this qualifying session, as it is a one-shot, so we will follow the one driver that we are given. Of course, I don't need to explain why, because it fades to black every time we switch drivers. It's a little annoying for the broadcast to keep up with, so we won't worry about that. We will have the timing tower on the left-hand side of the screen once we are underway. So drivers are just making their final preparations now for qualifying, making sure they've got the correct setup going into this session, and then we'll be underway. 18 drivers fighting for pole. Who will be out on top? Do we think Saint Skillisher will continue his reign from last weekend, or do we think Hockey Adam has a chance? Do we think Heideleo has a chance as well? Of course, many mistakes were made in Circuit of the Americas, so this is going to be a complete unknown and no room for error around Jeddah. There is a wall waiting to collect you wherever you look. So, big challenge for the drivers here this week. Let's hope they've put in the practice, as we have 10 seconds to go before we start qualifying, and then we'll be straight into the 100% race. So anyway, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I will be underway. Here we go. So we're actually following Bloodsport. He currently lines up in 6th position as it stands right now, but dropping all the way down, so definitely down on straight line speed. We approach turn number 1. Break at the 100-meter board here for Bloodsport. Makes that apex perfectly. Looks really good while doing it. Currently, definitely within the top 10 as it stands right now, Bloodsport, with Hockey Adam actually on top in this part of the track. Now it's switched to Max Martin. Look at how it's changing on the left-hand side here. I think everybody would be on the softs here. But look at Hockey Adam. Oh, no! Bloodsport there, making a mistake. And I think skill issue has had a skill issue. He is not qualified. He will continue on, though, so we need to find another driver to be on board with. We have got Maxette here in 3rd position in the AlphaTauri. Hockey Adam are battling with him here. So I think skill issue has had a skill issue somewhere around the track. But anyway, this is now turns number whatever you want them to be honest with you. So many twists and turns in this. A total of 27 turns, of course. So one of the tracks with the most turns on the F1 calendar. Challenging left-hander right now. Very easy to go wide there, but I think Maxette just got that right. In fact, I think that's the lap time deleted, so we have to switch to somebody else. It's Hockey Adam in the Ferrari, challenging Max Martin and Lasser here. Lasser was, of course, your first DNF from last week, so Lasser putting in a good performance and a comeback for this. Hockey Adam on the final start-finish straight now. Opens the DRS at the DRS deduction point. Here we go. Who's on pole? It is Max Martin. And not by a whole lot. All the drivers in the end rounding up their laps, but it looks like Bloodsport and Altezza have had issues on their qualifying laps. It will only be 15 drivers coming in. So Saint Skillishu, Maxette and Deku have all been disqualified. They will start right at the back of the field. But apart from that, a great one-shot quali, which Lasser will particularly be happy with. Of course, he was your first DNF last week in America and brought out the first safety car he will be happy with a third position, and he'll be looking to make amends in the McLaren. So let's round out your grid now. It is Max Martin on pole, of course, looking for redemption. He had an error in the late stages of the race. Hockey Adam in second, Lasser in third, fourth, Heidelo, fifth, Panther Lol, Mr. Goat in sixth in the Aston Martin, Kippo seventh, Lee Dog in eighth, Burrs in ninth, Night Nerd in 10th, Pink Panther in 11th, Joe Knight in 12th, Myths in 13th, Bloodsport in 14th after an error, Altezza in 15th after another error, Saint Skill Issue disqualified, along with Maxet and Deku, who round out your 18 drivers. So, what is it gonna be, I wonder? Who is gonna come out on top? We will soon find out for sure. Okay, so we go into the race now, and of course, in case you have just joined in or tuned in, this is a 100% race. We've just had the one-shot qualifying where Max Martin came out on pole, and we currently will QRL. It's QRL, Pavel. Yeah, Quantum Racing League. So it's their Omega. Okay, hang on a minute. Let me just correct that very briefly. Thank you very much, Pavel. That should be corrected now. Thank you very much for that. Don't quite know how that happened, to be honest with you. Sorry about that. Yep, all good. Thank you. Alrighty, but anyway, we've seen Max Martin come out on pole. Now drivers are going to decide their strategy. So what are we going to see? Of course, the drivers will have cars that are filled to the brim with fuel to try and get them through all of this. So they're gonna have to manage their engine modes, manage their fuel, and not only that, potentially manage their tires as well. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw most drivers start on the softer compound of tires just to try and get through the worst of it and go harder throughout the race to try and go long. But then again, we could also see the opposite. We can also see the opposite. I love fuel, my favorite drink. Of course it is, Pavel. Of course it is. I wouldn't expect anything less from you. But as it stands right now, Max Martin will definitely be dictating the field. Of course, no warm-up laps. So once we see the countdown at the lights, we will be underway and racing before long. So no warm-up lap to enjoy here. We are just going to get straight down to it, and if you prefer that, that's good, because I certainly do. So it is what it is. Now, of course, I do want to talk about Max Martin very briefly, who's of course your pole sitter. He looked really good throughout the race in the Circuit of the Americas, but unfortunately had a little mistake which dropped him down the order. Had to go to softs. In the end, I believe he ended up finishing either 5th or 6th. Let me just double check that in race results. He ended up finishing in 5th, so he was down 4 positions. Of course, he was your pole sitter last time, but made an excellent recovery drive all the way up into 5th from outside the top 10. He won't be wanting to repeat that anytime soon. He would just like to stay within the podium positions, but of course, we shouldn't have the issue that we had last time, which was with track limits. This track shouldn't bring any of that, I would hope. But we will certainly see. I have certainly been proven wrong in the past, and I might be proven wrong yet again. And here we are. We are now counting down. We have 3, 4, 5 red lights. Max Martin on your left. Hockey to your right. And we are racing in Jeddah. I think Max Martin got a good start there, but I don't think Hockey Adam is too far behind. In fact, there he is. 3 wide into turn 1 with Lasser there. And there you go. They are still side by side for the top 2 now. Going through turns number 1 and 2, and here we go. Now into the first S section. Hockey Adam slots in behind for now, but guess what? Oh, there's a spin there for Heidelo. Heidelo is spun out, and everybody improves on position. Heidelo up into down into last position, I should say. Maxet has had an issue. Bloodsport into the wall. It is chaos in Jeddah already. Bloodsport has lost his front wing. And we have a virtual safety car already, but Mr. Goat up into 5th. Let's have a look at who's improved and who's lost out, let's have a quick look at the position changes. Rosso Heidelio down into 15th after starting in 4th. Chaos has occurred in Jeddah. Alteza up 6 positions in the Alfa Romeo there, so he's looking racy as it stands right now. Let's have a look at the tyres as well, see who started on what. And Heidelio with the most to do there in the softer compound of tyres will now need to use them just to bounce up the grid and try and get back into the top 5. But a virtual safety car already, lots of tangling, lots of contact, and unfortunately a loss of the front wing for Bloodsport. Pink Panther at the moment, from what I can see, looks unaffected. He's got both his front wing end plates, but is there damage to other parts of the car which may force him to come in? Will somebody pit during the virtual safety car? And yeah, Mr. Goat comes in and decides that the mediums aren't preferable anymore or has damage somewhere. Let's just keep an eye on this pit stop because we know Bloodsport definitely has to go in. We have gone racing yet again, and the racing will resume. Bloodsport obviously comes in, but oh my goodness me, that safety car, or the ending of it, that is gonna hurt Bloodsport and Mr. Go. And yeah, Mr. Go and Bloodsport will be hurt by when that restarted. But now Lasser has already gotten through, or has gone longer than he did last week. So at the moment, Lasser making a massive improvement and is contending for the top 3. Let's check out what's happening elsewhere. Alteza down the inside here of Night Nerd, and Alteza up into 6th position. That is already, I believe, 9 places improved. Alteza having the drive of his life. It's only been 2 laps. Alteza doing a fantastic job advancing up the field, and Night Nerd as well, despite losing a position, is up 3 positions himself from 10th to 7th, and is putting Alteza under some pressure here. So let's keep an eye on this. As it stands right now, we'll of course keep an eye on the leading pack, but at the moment, Bill 4th of Panther, very much in his own race and trying to get to the top 3, but it's going to be very hard without any sort of slipstream. Look at this, it's like a NASCAR race. Myth's trying to get involved. It's a 4-car battle down the inside of the final turn. Doesn't quite collect the Mercedes on his way out, but does improve up into 8th position. So already we are seeing things happen, and of course Anno sending his prayers to St. Skillishu, and we're seeing race strategies already. We are seeing a 2-stop for the medium drivers and a potential change onto the hard. There's contact with St. Skillishu. Anno, your prayers have not been answered. Instead, somebody said, I'm not gonna bother. And St. Skillishu having a collision there and is forced down into 13th. His drive going wrong, and there was Deku and Joe Knight going side by side through a very sketchy corner. They both get through in the end, and it is an improvement for Deku and looking to make his way up the grid after contact on lap 1. He seems to be visiting his alien overlords a little bit, so he'll need to watch out for that. But at the moment, it seems to me that the top 10 have left behind this battle. In fact, I should say the battle for, I think it's 5th position here. Yeah, they've left behind the battle for 9th. So Lee Dog, in a race of his own, needs to do something about it. As we scream under the lights in Jeddah. Beautiful little track, especially at this time of day. Going a little wide there. I don't know if that will be counted as an invalidated lap, but nobody with a 3-second penalty so far. DRS has, of course, been activated, so we'll look at the battle for the lead. You want to go down, get ready for Chakas. And here we go. DRS open for Hockey Adam and Lasser. And look at that. Maximal 10 is vulnerable, but he would have had to accept that. Lasser with the fastest lap, a 1:31.438. And Maximal 10 is about to lose 2 positions. That's what happens when you don't have the DRS. Let's keep an eye on battles up and down the field. Night Nerd clearly losing out to Myths there. Holds position for now. But now, Maximal 10 making a move that we didn't quite see all of in the most unlikeliest of places. So I think Lasser must have made a mistake, because that's now Lasser back down into 3rd. And he'll be enjoying this. We have St. Skillishu retired. He's had a collision somewhere. We have a virtual safety car, and Deku has left as well. So he must have been involved in that as well. St. Skillishu, your championship leader coming into this, will no longer be your championship leader by the end of it if things stay as they are. Jeddah, drama Name a more iconic duo, I will wait. But Bloodsport is not handed the lifeline that he quite wants. He needs a full safety car so that the pack can close up. He's of course on the harder compound of tyre, as he needs to pull something miraculous out the bag. And you know what? Strategy is the best way to do it. I wonder if he will go for a one-stopper. Anyway, we are back racing, and Hockey Adam has been able to increase that gap to over a second. So Max Martin has lost the DRS. Lasser will have it coming through to the start for this straight, but has Max Martin done just enough there through the final corner to get it back? We'll soon find out. No, he hasn't. There we go. Lasser has got his rear ring open, surely down to the inside at turn number 1. Max Martin doesn't fight that too hard. He knows it's a bit fruitless, but there's going to be more side-by-side action going into turn number 1. How did they both fit through there? There's contact, and he's being ridden to the barrier. What on earth is this? Max Martin breaking something out. There's still side-by-side going through there. It's lap 5 out of 50, and they're racing them against the final lap of the race. What is going on here? Max Martin with another mistake. Like last week, raced too hard too early, and he is now dropping down the order. Just like in Kota, he has time to recover, but he also needs to pit for a new front wing. Safety car deployed. There we go. Mr. Goat and Bloodsport are given the lifeline that they are required to have, and they will be brought right back up to the pack. But Max Martin is gonna be annoyed with himself, racing too hard, too early, and unfortunately paying the price for it. I'm not sure what he was looking to gain there, because as you go side by side through those kind of corners, you're just letting the leader get away. And I don't know what he was thinking there, going side by side. So that will be interesting to know. And Pink Panther gets a drive-through penalty. We've only had 5 laps of this. My God. And Saints will be annoyed about the time when the safety car could have brought it back into the race. I think he had terminal damage. I do not think he actually retired on rage alone. I think he retired because he had terminal damage. So I don't think that was actually anything to do with what happened. Well, I would say that's nothing to do with him quitting the session. He just retired from the session. So there you go. We are seeing pit stops happen already very early on. Hockey Adam onto the harder compound of tyres, I think. And everybody else, well, we'll see as they file out the pits. A couple of drivers have gone for the hards now. They're copying the Bloodsport strategy. Max Martin, of course, will need to replace his front wing. Pink Panther does have a drive-through penalty to serve as well. So we will see when he decides to serve that. In the other Alfa Romeo, of course, Altezza, of course, got off to a fantastic start. Still within the top 10, but now the strategy is flipped on its head, of course. Didn't see him pulling into the pits, did we? No, we did not. He was driving too fast under safety car. And there you go. Joe Knight has actually overtaken Mr. Go. And, well, things will reset. But another pit stop for Bloodsport already. Of course, it is a cheap pit stop, so it won't necessarily matter. But what is he pitting for? I don't understand here. Why would you do this? He goes onto the medium, so evidently he wants to match. He's going to match the drivers around him. He knows he has the pace to get through. He nearly qualified top 5. Unfortunately, if it wasn't a mistake through sector 1, otherwise he could be going. Yeah, I think he's just getting rid of the hards. Pavel says it himself there. Getting rid of the hards. So now Bloodsport will continue on the mediums. He's got half a track to catch up to the drivers in front. So that is an interesting call there. But let's go through your standings at the moment. And guess what? It is a completely different top 3. And Hi de Leo here, back in contention of all of this. So Panther now in first. Let's have a look at the position changes. Panther now up into first from 5th. Kippo from 7th to 2nd. Heidelo from 4th to 3rd. Already things have switched around. Lee Dog up from 8th to 4th. Maxette from 17th to 5th. Hockey Adam down 4 positions in 6th there. And what are we seeing here? Is this NASCAR or Formula 1? I don't know anymore. So Hockey Adam up into 6th. Pink Panther, of course, with the drive-through that he needs to serve in 7th. Lasser in 8th was, of course, contending for 2nd before the contact with Max Martin there. Nobody in the same position as they were before, apart from Alteza. That about adds up. Alteza has remained within that top 10 battle. So he's in 9th as it stands. Decker in 10th. Burrs in 11th. Myths in 12th. Night Nerd in 13th. But Max Martin down 13 positions from pole. And again, with a similar thing to what happened in Kota. Down in 14th there. So Max Martin, work to do, but a lot longer of a race to go than what it was last time. Joe Knight in 15th, missed to go in 16th, and Bloodsport coming around to join the pack, not too far away at all. In fact, he'll just come into sight now. He would be forced to slow down, and then we will have the safety car pack all together. So we'll be going racing on lap number 8 of 50. And there you go. The safety car was out long enough, and the pack is concertinaed together. And we will see racing again in just a few moments, I imagine. Of course, we will let the audio be taken over by Panther here. He will have to pick when the drivers go. So, interesting stuff here. Who can make up positions? When will Pink Panther serve his drive-through penalty? Because he's lost that opportunity to do it under safety car. Don't quite understand if he's wanting to serve it later on in the race. I don't think you can. I think you've got to serve those within 3 laps when you have a drive-through. So, regardless of what happens here, you will have to probably serve that either next or the lap after the next lap. So, as it stands right now, we are coming across the final few corners now. Every little kink, every little turn is a turn round Jeddah here, but of course we will just have to try and summarize it as best we possibly can. Safety car in this lap. It is up to Panther when we go, so let's hear when he goes. Safety car in the pits. It's up to him, and there you go, just out the final corner. Panther lol goes, and he doesn't quite catch Kippo napping. Kippo does a good job of staying with Panther there, but Rosso is under pressure there. We are seeing Altezzo improve on position as well. Now we do have a change of position. That was between... Oh, there's more contact with the McLaren there. Lasser, well, no, it's Kippo there. Sorry about that. I'm getting all sorts of things mixed up. Second position is under pressure. Hyder Leo wastes no time at all. Already up into 3rd position. As it stands right now, Maxette in 5th, Lee Dog in 4th, Hockey Adam unable to improve there. Bloodsport already up 2 positions from 17th to 15th, so he's wasted no time at all in getting moving. We already have a caution yet again in sector 1 and 2. That is for the Alfa Romeo, I believe, of Pink Panther, who's just served his drive-through there. So he's joined up in 17th and has taken the position of Bloodsport there. But Bloodsport now on the charge. We'll keep an eye on him. Mr. Goat looking to improve up into 13th position, trying to overtake Joe Knight. But Joe being stubborn there, so not going to give that position up easily. And there we go. Gone wide there was Joe Knight. So that's an easy position. That'll bring out a brief yellow flag in sector 2. And I bet you everybody is panicking when they see the yellow flag come out. Altezza is already up 2 positions as well, by the way. But up 8 in total. So now... we'll have to keep an eye on the tyres. So Altezza up into 7th, now chasing Lasser for his 6th position. So now, because we've had the safety car, DRS won't be activated for another 2 laps. So we've had the first one already. So when we get to the line next lap, as Lasser doesn't need the DRS to overtake Maxette there. And now we're seeing Hockey Adam improve from 6th to 3rd in 1 lap. Despite having the harder compound of tyres, he has no issue at all making progress there. Hockey Adam showing insane pace so far, but Panther hasn't been able to shake Hyder Leo here. So Hyder Leo is still retaining pressure on those softer compounds. Now, what does Hyder Leo do as he gets a bit squirrely on the curb there and likes to visit his alien overlords quite a little bit, as Altezza and Maxette are now in a fight there. Altezza going wide, and Maxette perhaps having a bit of a tank slapper, but is all able to be okay. And now Myths has got a good run on Kippo here. Kippo outside of the podium positions and now outside of the top 10. So Kippo dropping like a stone to water. and unfortunately not able to stay within the podium fight. But Alteza loving this all the way up into 6th. He has recovered from 15th all the way up to 9th, but Max Set as well will be happy with his progress so far and looking to stay with the fight at the front. And guess what? Mr. Goat improving up another position and gets past the other Mercedes of Night Nerd now. Bloodsport as well, not too far behind all of this. So I think Mr. Goat and Bloodsport are technically working in tandem with each other and just kind of progressing when the other progresses. Are they working together as of right now? I don't think so, as they are in different teams, but still intriguing to know that they do have similar pace and can be within the top 5, as DRS is now enabled by race control. So we've had our 3 laps that we've needed to, and next DRS zone, these rear rings will begin to open. Night Nerd still trying to find a way past Mr. Goat, or trying to defend from Bloodsport here, but it is fruitless as it stands right now. Pink Panther already making a position on Deku here, so Pink Panther now 11 seconds off the pack, but Joe Knight also 4 seconds off the pack as it stands right now. But Rosso has fallen outside that DRS of Panther, so Panther has got no pressure, and now Tezza making another move. Oh, there's contact with the Red Bull there of Lead Dog there. That is for 5th position as it stands right now. Lead Dog tries to defend for all he's worth there, but unable to do so. Alteza now up into 5th. Alteza looking extremely racy, now up 10 positions, and there's a spin for Lead Dog there. Unfortunately, gets it all wrong and drops down the order really dramatically, and unfortunately for him, outside of the top 10, it's all going wrong for a lot of drivers here in Jeddah. Bloodsport with the DRS on Night Nerd. Night Nerd with no DRS as it stands right now, and Hockey Adam has made it all the way up into 2nd, so now chasing his teammate. Hyder Leo dropping down from the outside podium positions, and Myths trying to make up a position here on Buzz, and not doing so successfully. The Alpha Tauri getting a little squirrely out of the final corner there. Action wherever you look here in Jeddah, and it's very exciting stuff. Amazing racing from everybody so far, but it's just Myths who was able to improve on the Aston Martin there, and will try and chase down a very pacey Alteza despite being on the harder compounded tyres. There's Max Martin overtaking his teammate for 8th position. A lot of action up and down the field, which is what you want to see. And Bloodsport eventually did get past Night Nerd there for 12th position. So that's all said and done. He'll now try to get back onto the back of Mr. Goat and will continue to improve. Oh no! Gippo has got it wrong! Gippo has crashed it! And that is maybe a virtual safety car for the debris. Joe Knight going very slowly here. For no reason in particular, he's going to have to be careful. But at the moment, it's all going wrong for a lot of drivers here. They are struggling for whatever reason. A caution has been brought out, but is this an actual virtual safety car, I wonder? The whole track has gone yellow. What has happened here? Do we have a safety? Yeah, a safety car deployed. Again! This is the 3rd safety car, and that will be because of Kippo spinning out, and there was no front wing. He'll have insane straight line speed, but no cornering grip to speak of, and there you go, you can see it there. Oh, he'll surely get a cut for that. But my words, drama. Drama. We've only had 11 laps. What is happening in Jeddah? My words. So we have safety car deployed again. Someone is in the pits. In fact, 2 drivers are in the pits. It's Panther and Rosso, both making pit stops. What are they going on to? Panther goes on to the hards. Rosso goes on to the mediums. Another driver is taking pit stops as well. Maxet, Night Nerd, Kippo, of course, Joe Knight, and Lee Dog. My words, again, another safety car. 3 safety cars in one race. Safety cars are forever, says Pavel in the chat. My words, but Pink Panther given a lifeline, as is Deku here. But Bloodsport will be raving about this. Look at where he is. From last position to 8th. But Panther has lost the lead now. Hockey Adam has got that back, and it was only a matter of time, really, before Hockey Adam was back with the top, well, the podium positions. Alteza is up there as well. who's having my drive of the day so far, up 12 positions here. So Alteza, whatever happened in Kota was clearly just a blip on the radar, because he is up there with everybody else and looking to challenge for this mini championship that QRL are holding so far. So let's see how things stand yet again. So it is Hockey Adam in first position on hards, Lasser in second, Alteza in third, Myths in fourth. Of course, we didn't see him last week, so good on him for getting all the way up to fourth. Buzz in fifth, Max Martin in sixth, Mr. Goat in seventh, Bloodsport in eighth, Panther, one of your other drivers who made a pit stop, in ninth. Of course, he pitted from the lead of the race. Hyder Leo from third into 10th. Night Nerd staying where he is in 11th. Max Set in 12th. Joe Knight 13th. Deku in 14th on an 11 lap old medium, so decided not to pit. He's had these tyres since lap 1. Kippo in 15th. Lee Dog in 16th. And Pink Panther, who's now served his drive-through penalty, has the lifeline that he needed in 17th and will surely begin to make his way up the field on those fresher tyres. Will at least get Deku out the way to begin with. So now, chat, I bring this over to you. Who do you think is going to come out on top of the race? At the moment, Hockey Adam, Lasser and Alteza are definitely one of the three with my vote, but at the same time, Bloodsport is making good progress up the field since having that mistake. He's had a couple of lifelines, admittedly, but still, it doesn't take anything away from the fact that he's been able to recover from last all the way into the top 10 so far, so he'll be happy with how things are going. Will anybody on the freshest sets of compounds be able to make an dent as well? Will we see more drama? I don't think. Whoever crashes least wins. And you know what, Pavel there with a great insight there. Whoever just keeps it between the white lines and out of the barriers is going to surely be in great contention for the win here. And Hockey Adam looks to be doing a good job of doing that. In fact, your entire top three, Alteza, Lasser and Hockey Adam, definitely all doing a good job. But at the moment, my driver of the race so far and driver of the day, Alteza, by far and away, just picking his spots, doing right by the strategy and sticking to it. So at the moment, it will be Alteza who winds up on top. So I would say winds up on top as driver of the day at the very least, and can contend for the win and then try and make an impression on this championship. Of course, we will be back next week. While we're under safety car, let me remind you of the calendar. We will be in Japan same time next week, and I will be bringing that to you on May the 5th. But there you go. That is all I need to say about that. We'll go back to the race as it stands right now. So remember, next week we'll be in Japan and safety car is in this lap. So Hockey Adam, when will you choose to go? He needs to allow the safety car to come into the pit lane, and then it's up to him. So let's stay on board. We have three wide in the background between, that is Alteza, Myths and Vers. Lasser giving the hurry up to Hockey Adam there, but it means that Lasser is caught napping there. Alteza, of course, was having a bit of an interesting moment with Myths there, but Vers was staying back from it all. Here we go. Positions are about to switch. I know they switched at the back of the field there, at the back of your frame. Battle between the Red Bull Alfa Romeo and Alpine there. But now there's a bit of a tank slapper from the Red Bull of Myths, but able to keep it all together. But everybody kind of remains as it was. Max Martin, the only improvement in all of that, up into 6th. But at the moment, he is putting pressure on Vers there. So, of course, Max Martin, your pole sitter, had a moment early in the race, but already back within the top 5. Well, chasing the top 5, I should say. And now, he's looking to put pressure on Vers here. Now, of course, like with the DRS last time, we will have to wait 3 laps before it is activated. So we've got this lap, next lap, and then activated on lap 3 after the safety car. We've seen Panther lull under pressure here. Bloodsport not being able to make an impression so far from the restart. Looks like he's had a bit of a bad moment. But at the moment, Panther of course, pitting from the lead of the race, looking to improve a couple of positions. Look at that! We are seeing a NASCAR-like race here between the turns of Jeddah. Look at this! Are you kidding me? This is going to end in tears. It does. Oh, no, it does! Max Martin again! Spinning out! How is he doing this? He's got yet another recovery drive. Oh my word, Max Martin, and it's getting a bit of a tank slapper, just getting it underway. But now we have to cut back from this, because now we are seeing several positions being overtaken. This is amazing stuff. But at the moment, Max Martin struggling like he did last time, now down into 16th position. But look at this, 3 wide on your screen, potentially 2 wide. And it's so unpredictable. This is great. Bloodsport alongside all of this. Hi to Leo in all of this as well. Takes away 8th from Bloodsport here. Crazy racing wherever you look. And it's great to watch. Lasser actually took away the lead of the race from Honky Adam here. Alteza just staying back. And guess what? The top 3 have broken the DRS. Bloodsport is a very appropriate name, I do agree. We have a yellow flag again. What for? Kippo has had a moment and has lost his right front ring end plate there, so he'll have to pit again. Oh my word, Kippo having a miserable day at the office so far. But at the moment, Bloodsport and Pavel saying in chat that that's a very appropriate username, and I do agree if I say so myself. But Rosso trying to make improvements. He pitted from the podium, of course, and will be looking to try and get back there, but it's got a long way to go. And of course, the top 3 have broken the DRS as it stands right now. 2 seconds from Mr. Goat to the top 3. Mr. Goat, of course, having a good race so far within the top 5. But again, when it comes to that top 3, that just seems to be where he's cut off in terms of his pace. So it's usually about 4th place where his limits are. But then he can't really go any further. Now, DRS has been enabled. You won't see it down the start-finish straight. And of course, has Lasser actually broken the DRS? I know that Hockey has broken to Alteza. So Alteza with a bit of work to do through these first couple of turns as Kippo comes into the pit lane for good reason. But Deku has had a moment as well as Max Martin now trying to do another recovery driver. Will need another safety car to try and bring him back into this, but the top 3 have separated out, and Verz got past his teammate Mr. Goat there, so didn't need the DRS as Mr. Goat goes very wide there. That allows Mitz up into 5th position. Lead Dog now with a 3-second penalty, so the first driver, it's taken 16 laps, but now your first driver with a track limits penalty, which will of course have to be served at the finish, well, at the end of the race, and will be added on to his total race time. But now things are beginning to settle down, dare I say. And now we're starting to see the race kind of... Oh, and now we have a caution in sector 1. Why do we have a... Oh, it's Kippo again, having a moment. Is this going to bring out another safety car? Please do not. Can Kippo get things underway? He's having to do a 5-point turn, which is similar to Austin Powers. He gets underway eventually, but not before bringing out a yellow flag. My word, that was interesting maneuvers there, as we see an Aston Martin get a tank stopper out the final corner as Lasser sets the first. So we have another yellow flag, and oh, it's another safety car. Kippo brings out safety car number 4, and 4 times by 4 gets you 16. So technically, we've only had on average 4 racing laps as of right now. My word, another safety car. Is anybody saying anything in the Discord? Because my word, people are not going to be happy about this. Saint Skill Issue saying love Jeddah. That was about 20 minutes ago, so that was the last thing to have been said. I wonder what the voice chat is like. I wonder if we could get anybody to come in to the comms box and actually take a quick interview while we are on it. I kind of want to speak to somebody about this and see what's going on. But Lasser will be happy with this. Deku will be happy, as will Max Martin, because yet again they are given the lifeline from heaven, and what was 18 now becomes 16. So all of a sudden it all changes around. So is there anybody if you're listening in, drivers, shoot me, if you can, just a quick at on the Discord if you would like to be talked to during the race today. And we will take it from there. So, at the moment, I don't see anybody in the interview section. I'll actually drag myself into the interview section of the Discord just so somebody can drag themselves in if they want to. Oh, no. Nope. There we go. Okay. So we will just mute that a second if I can. Well, I'll just stay here anyway, see if anybody wants to be interviewed. And then we'll take it from there. But now we are seeing several pit stops from the likes of Burrs, Mr. Goat, Myths, Bloodsport again coming into the pits, and Max Set as well. Will Max Martin take this opportunity? No, because he's already pitted. But at the moment, nobody coming in for interviews as it stands right now. But let's see if anyone will come in good time. So at the moment now, it means Lasser is your leader from Hockey Adam and Alteza rounding out the top three. Panther back in racing contention, up into 4th position on those hard compound tyres. Rosso now up into 5th. Night Nerd in 6th position. Lee Dog in 7th, of course, with that 3-second penalty to serve at the end of the race. Joe Knight in 8th. Pink Panther in 9th. Buzz in 10th. Down from where he was, of course, was battling his teammate for 4th position, but now in 10th, so he's got a bit to do. 11th is Myths. Goat in 12th. Max Set in 13th. Bloodsport in 14th. Again, will have to fight his way up to the top 10. Max Martin was on pole, but in 15th now, after 2 mistakes in the same race, and yet still has over 33 laps to go. I don't know how he's still in this, but don't count him out just yet. Deco, of course, rounding out your 16 drivers, and of course your 2 non-finishers are Kipper and Saint Kippo even, and Saint Skill Issue. I went to put on the counter, the car is safe again. Yep, I know, yep, it all kicked off again. What happened was Kippo unfortunately had a moment, or a couple of moments within the first sector, and unfortunately crashed out permanently to bring out the safety car. So, at the moment, things yet again in the midfield are changing because now Night Nerd has made a massive improvement. Deku is the only one holding proceedings. He's catching up to the field as it stands right now. So, like I said, Anno, what was 18 has become 16 as it stands right now. So, it's all kicked off in Jeddah, and nobody coming in for an interview as it stands right now. So I will just kind of leave the VC, and then we will get back to the race as it stands right now. So, we'll see if we can get an interview with anybody on the... Hopefully there won't be another safety car. I would like to see some green flag pit stops at this rate, but that means it's going to be interesting to see who bites first within the top three. They can't go to the end on these tyres. They will need to stop again at some point. And in fact, while we're talking about stops, let's see who's made the most stops as of right now. It is Mr. Goat and Bloodsport sharing the crown with 3 stops. 2 stops for Max Martin due to his mistakes. And actually, despite everything, Sus Deku is the only one, well, despite being in 16th, is only on a 1-stopper there. And of course, the other drivers on a 1-stop are Lasser, Hockey Adam, Alteza, Panther, Hyder Leo, Lee Dog, and Pink Panther. Now, of course, Pink Panther did have a drive-through penalty for spinning under the safety car, but that has since been removed and is currently vying for genuine position here and is faster than the cars ahead of him. So at the moment, looking really good to improving on these positions as well, but does have faster drivers behind in the form of Myths, Burrs, Mr. Goat, and Max Set, and even Max Martin as well, and Bloodsport. So count no one out just yet. It is definitely an interesting race that is developing so far. So, 16 drivers all trying to fight for a win, or fight for at least a good position. Lasser currently leads the way after drama. 4 safety cars in 20 laps will surely be racing again, and race control brings the safety car in. So 32 or 31 laps to go at the line. We go on board with Lasser, and he will now be the next one to choose when we go. And there we go, he just waits till we get to the exit. That doesn't really catch Hockey Adam out. That's very similar to what he did. And look at that, oh no! And there was a bit of a check there from Lasser there. I don't know quite what happened. I think he might have just had a brief visit to his alien overlords. We're seeing scurrying at the back of the pack. That is Max Martin on Bloodsport there. Max Martin improving up into 14th. There's a concertina effect with the midfield. And 5-second penalties for Night Nerd. And Rosso, Lasser again has had a moment and is forced to retire. Oh no! Lasser has had a moment, and that is all done for him. So now it's between Hockey Adam and 5-second penalties for Rosso and Night Nerd. But Panther is looking racy at the end of all of this. Here we go. What can happen here? Verse overtakes, is already making progress. We have a caution again in Centre 2. It's for Pink Panther. My God, a lot of collisions already. We said it would cook, but I don't think we quite meant like this, because there's drama wherever you look. Rosso and Night Nerd with 5-second penalties. Lasser has left the session. I don't know if we could get a quick word with Lasser if he doesn't mind shooting me a DM if he's in the stream right now. But the reality is the lead now changes. It is between Hockey Adam and Alteza as Myths now is looking to improve positions. We will cut to the midfield. That's where it's all happening right now, as Joe Knight is trying to make positions. Max Martin and Bloodsport trying to catch up to all of this. But my word, drama again as Rosso now improves up into second, but of course does need to serve that 5-second penalty sooner or later, as I thought Alteza was going to make contact with Rosso there, but they avoid each other in the end. But Rosso looking very quick on those fresher medium tyres, of course fresher by 6 laps. And now Rosso, look at how quick he's caught up to the back of Hockey Adam here. This is insane stuff. And Pink Panther making a position as well, as Maxette has had to fit for front wing damage. Oh, this has all gone from bad to worse for both the AlphaTauris, as Verse makes a position on Night Nerd. Now Verse is also looking racy. Of course, he's genuinely in this. Myth's up a position as well on his teammate Lee Dog as well. So now he's up into 7th. So a lot of position changes wherever you look, as now Panther is chasing, going to be the next one to chase Night Nerd. Of course, Night Nerd one of the ones, unfortunately, with a 5-second penalty after a yellow flag incident in turns number 1, 2, and 3. So, as it stands right now, it's still Hockey Adam in the lead. Rosso with a penalty to serve, of course, with those black and white flags, as Lee Dog has had a moment. Oh no! And that's Joe Knight involved as well. Surely not. No, not the safety car. No, things do proceed on as normal, but Joe Knight now is out of the top 10. And more drama to speak of. Of course, every time there's a yellow flag, I'm sure somebody gets a Vietnam-like war flashback and it is sent to the fact that there might be a safety car. Max Martin with the fastest lap though, a 1:38.35. And now with 29 laps to go, it is all chaos at Jeddah at the moment. Rosso still yet to serve his penalty, but does lead, and Lee Dog also having to replace his front wing. So now Maxette will at least improve another position, I would think. But I don't think he will, actually. I don't think Maxette is close enough. But anyway, that's not important right now, as Furs. Look at Furs in all of this. Where has he come from? He's come from nowhere, I tell you. Dan was looking behind me and just clipped the wall. Oh, I'm sorry, Lasser. That's unfortunate. Of course, that is your second retirement of the season. Unfortunate for you, and never mind. Come back again for Japan. I hope we see you then. You were looking really good all race. Thank you for coming in, Lasser, and just chiming in very briefly in the chat room. Thank you so much for doing that. But anyway, we are now focusing on a very racy Verse. A lot of stuff happening as well. Max Martin up into the top 10 after everything that has kicked off yet again. And now we are seeing Verse potentially in a fight for the lead. Now, does Rosso come in and serve his penalty. He will surely have to at the end of this lap. Mr. Goat actually making a position on Max Martin there. So a lot of the midfield are definitely having a tussle with each other. But Night Nerd still within this race as now Hockey Adam takes that lead back, and there's more contact. How is this happening so often? 5-second penalty for Rosso for corner cutting there. My God, and Vaz as well in all of this as well. I think people just got a bit too overeager there, pushing Rosso off, and now that's another 5-second penalty. What's his penalty? Took 10 seconds. Thanks, man. See you in Zuka, no problem, Lassa. But there you go, 10 seconds for Hyder Leo. And that means this day goes from bad to worse for him. And now we're seeing a battle in the background. It's Max Martin and Mr. Goat having a battle. Mr. Goat saying, I can contend with one of the pole sitters. 28 laps to go. May as well go for it now if there's anything. We are now within a normal league race distance, depending on the track you're on. So now all the mindsets will be switching. Hockey Adam, despite being on those 17-lap old hards, is definitely looking racy, despite Vers being on the fresher set of mediums even. Because look at this, Hockey Adam still with the DRS, still able to keep pace. And there we go. It is what it is. That Ferrari is quick in the straight line, but does Rosso now come in and serve those penalties, or will he serve them at the end of the race? There's a Red Bull there. Mifs gets a tank stop out the corner. No movement from Rosso in terms of the pit, so he might not feel the need to pit, and there's definitely been no application of the 3-lap disqualification rule for his penalties. So looks like he'll just serve them at his pit stop, but it will be annoying for him. As Max Martin now with a 3-second penalty for corner cutting as well. So I think he's had a moment with Mr. Go, and thus forced a 3-second penalty, so that is going to infuriate him even more. Max Martin, despite being your pole sitter, having a bad day at the office, and just not able to get back within that podium, those podium positions. Bloodsport has fallen off a little as well, but Altezza and Myths are going nose to tail with each other, and it's Myths who wins out, now up into 4th. So Altezza all of a sudden, those harder, older compounded tyres, dropping down the field now from 4th to 5th. And guess what? Vers has broken the DRS to Hockey Adam here. So unfortunately for Adam, he'll need to, in fact, no. He still had the DRS going through to the detection zone, so just able to get a couple of tenths out of that section alone. Rosso trying to stay in this and breaking the DRS. 2 Myths here. And yeah, has done it. So that means Altezza will have the DRS. And now we're seeing side-by-side action with Max Martin and Panther. Excellent shot we've got here. And there you go, that's Max Martin. I guess that's done, but down the inside of the Mercedes of Night Nerd here. Of course, Night Nerd and Max Martin both sharing penalties here. But of course, one can be served in a pit stop, which is Night Nerd. So Max Martin with track limits needs to be served at the end of the race. Max Martin trying down the outside. Surely not, my guy. No, unfortunately not. Has to slot behind Night Nerd there and try again. Another day. Tanks up for the Red Bull again. Red Bull trying ever so hard to try and get back within that DRS of Hyder Leo here, but not proving fruitful at the moment. But this is where the battle is, and this is where the train is at the moment. Bloodsport has got back into the DRS, running a very lonely race in 10th. But still, as time as Joe Knight is retired, what's happened to him? I think he's actually just pulled into the pits and called it a day. So no need for a safety car for that, but that means what has become 15 will now become 14. So nothing happened to Joe Knight. He's just had enough for one day and has left the session. We are now at the halfway point of the Grand Prix, and it could still go any of which way. It's not over yet. Vers making a great charge through the field, is now in first position, and now looking at Hockey Adam and try and beat him. Of course, Hockey Adam on those older compounds of tyres on the hard, so they won't be doing him any favours, but it's doing just enough to keep him within the DRS, and that's very important. As Night Nerd now making a move on Altezza there, so Altezza really struggling, and we're going 2 wide into the final corner, and that means Max Martin improves up into 6. Aggressive driving from him there. How did they make that work? But that means Altezza is down into 8th from all of that. And now Altezza will be looking to try and get back at him. We are seeing the Aston Martin Mr. Goat make an incredible dive down the inside. Very Daniel Ricciardo-esque. Look at this. Too wide out of the final corner. My word. The racing that is happening here is seriously intense. Hockey Adam has now dropped out the DRS zone. But now, more importantly as well, the top three have broken DRS to myths again. Not, of course, what we're focusing on as of right now, because Max Martin is trying to get for 5th position to try and chase down the top three. Of course, that 3-second penalty won't help, but this has left him vulnerable to Mr. Goat leads on with another 3-second penalty. But track limit warnings, Bloodsport in the background of all this as well as Panther makes position with Altezza as well. Altezza just holding on to those hearts for too long, and unfortunately doing him no favours. From the top three to 9th position, he will not be happy, as now Max Martin goes side by side with Night Nerd there, gets that done, and so will Mr. Goat. Can Mr. Goat hold it round the outside? Surely not. Oh my word, Mr. Goat, nothing like it at all, holding it round the outside but losing ground to Max Martin all of this time. Night Nerd still within 6/10 of that, but Mr. Goat might have this, you know, round the outside again. Oh my word, side by side action through half the lap there. And there we go, Mr. Goat got that done. Great racing from the both of them. But that's not over still. This is going to continue into the next lap. This is insane stuff. Great racing where everybody biffs up into second. Hockey Adam has had a moment here. I don't know what's happened to him, but Hockey Adam down into 4th all of a sudden. And Burrs has a clear track, so Hockey Adam has made a mistake from 2nd there. So this Jeddah circuit is catching everyone out, but Mr. Goat won out in the end to Night Nerd up into 6th, and will try and stay with Max Martin for DRS. But guess what? Max Martin has been given a lifeline because Hockey Adam made a mistake, and unfortunately that's left him down in 2nd position. So now he is unfortunately only content, and we have a yellow flag again. Who is that for? It's Pink Panther. He's trying to get it corrected, but at the moment it's all gone wrong for him as well. As, oh my goodness me, this looks very suspicious. I hope it isn't what I think it is. But there you go, Pink Panther does get underway again. Oh, he's missing a front end plate from his wing on the right-hand side. That has been a very common thing to see. I don't know if he'll retire again, but Dicker as well has dropped way off this, 44 seconds behind. So now all of a sudden we are seeing changes as Max Martin now looking to improve up into 4th from Hockey Adam. And there you go, Hockey Adam losing another position there. But of course it doesn't matter. Of course Rosso still has to have 10 seconds to move. But look at this Bloodsport. Oh, it's 4 wide, 8th position. This is interesting stuff all of a sudden. And again, Bloodsport actually is for 7th. Bloodsport in 7th position. This is insane stuff. Bloodsport wins out and will try and get onto... And we have a caution again in sector 1. Who is it for? It's Night Nerd. Night Nerd is the latest driver to make an error. That is why we saw things change there. So now, what? I can't believe what we're witnessing, guys. I've never seen a race like this. This is amazing racing, but also so much drama in so little time. 22 laps to go, 23 I should say, because don't forget we always count up to the whole. But now, of course, this meant Pink Panther is now pitting and then retires from the session. And who can blame him, really? A miserable day at the office. So what was 14 now becomes 13. And at the moment, Hockey Adam is at the moment trying to battle for 4th position. Of course, you won't be happy with how things have gone so far. Was in 2nd place, made a mistake earlier in sector 1 about a few laps ago, and now all of a sudden he's battling for 5th position outside of the DRS now from Hyder Leo. And now we are seeing Max Martin battle for position. This is of course meaning despite that 3-second penalty he continues racing. And here we go, he's got that round the outside and gets that done rather easily, of course. And now we'll begin to chase Vaz. And now we are seeing Mr. Goat overtake Hockey Adam for 5th. And we saw Panther coming into the pits, and that's why he's been losing a couple of positions. So he now makes another pit stop. What's he go on to? Another set of mediums for him. So he's banking on another safety car happening. And has he just got his wishes? Mips has made a mistake. but it won't be what he's looking for. Myths there loses a bit of his end plate there. The left-hand side this time. We've been seeing a lot of the right-hand side, but unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, in a turn of events, it's the left-hand side of the front end plate. And my word, and there you go, Maxet has retired from the session for whatever reason. Unfortunately, now we are seeing a lot of drivers drop off. So Max Martin's teammate is no longer in contention, but Max Martin is starting to close that gap to Vers up in first. So this means that he is just trying to fight for position, because if you remember last time in Kota, he was fighting. He lost out, unfortunately, due to a mistake. And then all of a sudden, found himself outside the top 10, made an excellent recovery drive to finish in 5th. And of course, this will basically just be an improvement. And yes, as Adams rightly says, so many DNFs, and it has been too many, I would say. Well, that's not for me to judge, to be honest with you, so I'll leave it there. But yeah, a lot of DNFs happening as of right now. So we now cut to the battle for the podium. Of course, Hyder Leo is just kind of hanging on for pride, to be honest, because he has a 10-second penalty still to serve, as Myths is now in the pits. What is he gonna do? Is he? Yeah, of course, because he actually had an incident with the barrier, so this means he's just replacing his front wing. So this will be a long pit stop, and he will be hoping for another safety car. Although with 12 drivers, I now feel that's unlikely, as now we're starting to see separation between the drivers. The closest battle at the moment is for third position between Hyder Leo, Mr. Goat, and Hockey Adam. Bloodsport up into 6th. A set of hard to the end for Myths. That is, as Pavel rightfully points out. So there you go. That means Myths is expecting no further pit stops and will more than likely try and go to the end. He must know that the other drivers still need to pit again. I want to see his delta to the leader, actually. And that is 44 seconds, so that is not going to be enough to see him through, unfortunately, to the lead. It will at least see it. I don't know where that's going to put him, to be honest. That's going to put him into the top 10, but nowhere near a fight position. And Mr. Goat has improved up into 3rd position here on Hyder Leo, but of course that would be for the DRS, because of the DRS, that is. But anyway, we're keeping an eye on things. Hockey Adam has gone 24 laps on those harder compound of tyres. Is he hoping for a safety car here? I would think so. But at the moment, it's not happening for him. Night Nerd also improves up in 7th, because Alteza has pitted in on his 25-lap-old hards as well. He just dropped down like a stone to water and now finds himself outside, well, maybe outside the top 10. In fact, he might find himself 10th by the end of the pits. No, he'll be just in front of Lee Dog. So Alteza does enough to stay in 9th, but unfortunately for him, has dropped a long way off from where he was initially, and has waited, in my opinion, a little too late to come on to those new sets of compounds. So unfortunately for him, that's all said and done. So as of right now, Hockey Adam still trying to fight on those 25 lap-old hards. Of course, Rosso with a 25, well, no, with a 10-second penalty to serve still. That will be served at the pit stops. They were both 5 seconds for corner cutting and, of course, overtaking under a yellow flag. So as it stands, he will just need to be careful how things go. But Rosso trying to fight with Mr. Goat here. Mr. Goat to the inside for defensive purposes. Able to hold it somehow, but of course they are a lot closer than they were going through sector 3. It's now the next lap, and Rosso gets that done rather easily, if I say so myself. What can Hockey Adam do? Has to remain behind for the time being. They come through turn number 1. And that is all said and done for the time being. Bloodsport dropping away from all of this as well on 15-lap-old mediums, so a lot of drivers will need to pit again and surely go on to another set of compounds to the end of the race. I imagine Bloodsport is holding out for the softs as well as Night Nerd, as Panther gets another 3-second penalty for corner cutting. Unfortunately for him, that means he has 3 seconds to serve at the end of the race. He can't serve that in the pit lane. And as we look at the penalty totals now, Night Nerd still needs to serve 5 seconds, but Rosso needs to serve his 10 seconds as well. So at the moment, this won't be Rosso's finishing position, regardless of what he does. I think he's just trying to build a gap to someone. I think if anything, it's Hockey Adam, but Hockey Adam is just there in 5th, so he's not going anywhere anytime soon. But as it stands, Rosso, unfortunately, in no man's land. Burrs Max Martin, I imagine, will stop again. Max Martin has been unable to make an impression, has missed a go with the DRS again. Back up into 3rd position, but Rosso will have the DRS again. And Hockey Adam is just kind of sitting back and allowing all of this to happen. Bloodsport is just in a race of his own in 6th, has made a good recovery drive, but of course has been helped by the retirements of the session or earlier in the race. 18 laps to go at the line. Max Martin makes a dent of 2/10 on the leader here, but of course with 3 seconds to serve at the end of the race, he needs to hope that Burrs makes an error as Panther sets the fastest lap of the race, the 1:29.972. The official lap record has been beaten in terms of race pace, so Lewis Hamilton will be shaking in his boots when it comes to Panther, because Panther is now proven to be faster than Lewis Hamilton. The game is, of course, a great header to see where drivers are in terms of real-life drivers, and apparently Panther is faster than Lewis Hamilton, a 7-time world champion. Who'd have thought it? But anyway, Mr. Goat and Hockey Adam still trying to have a go at just staying in their own race and helping each other out to try and build a gap, because I imagine Hyder Leo still has a pit stop to make. He is on very old medium compounds, as is Hockey Adam on very old hard compounds. So when are they going to come in for a pit stop? We will soon find out. As we have 18 laps to go, it'll be 17 at the line. We are coming to the end of the race. Max Martin still trying to get up to Burrs here. It will be an absolute... And there we go. Hockey Adam breaks, so he's the first to pit. Now that means Mr. Goat and Rosso will surely need to cover him off. Well, it will be just Mr. Goat because of the penalties that Hyder Leo has got. But as it stands, Hockey Adam losing several positions here. Bloodsport also coming into the pits as well from 6th. So he's also losing out on a couple of positions as well. And yes, as we predicted, onto the soft compounds he goes. Alteza making a couple of improvements as well on position. Will we have one last safety car? Of course, no one helps that. Of course, no one is praying for a safety car as it stands right now, because that means everybody who's made a pit stop is screwed. So, what do you do if you're Max Martin, who's currently still chasing out for the lead? He's done a very good job of getting his way up the pack twice, I would say, in this race. He has made 2 mistakes earlier on, but yet when it's counted, he's been right up there and is back in contention to win this race. Unfortunately, the 3-second penalty won't be helping him or doing him any favors, but he will at least take comfort in the fact that he's got the pace. He just kind of needs to sort his driving out and not get so desperate on that right foot. Of course, one of the fatal mistakes he made as Mr. Goat and Rosso exchange positions again. But Max Martin needs to just kind of reduce the mistakes he makes, because or else he is in contention for a win, as Rosso now comes into the pits. No penalty served. Well, no penalty coming into the pit lane, so that's a good start, but I imagine this will be a 10-second hold. And it is, yep. So there you go. The car will hold there for about 10 seconds. He will lose out, of course, on the podium as they go. Panther has made a move. What about Alteza? Yep, and there's Hockey Adam looking to make the undercut as they go. Hockey Adam now past both Alteza and Rosso, so that is important for track position for Hockey Adam there. And he will continue his charge up the field, has got his teammate and is within 6 seconds. But I'm sure Max Martin and Burrs will be looking to make one last pit stop before the end of the race. But they'll have to do that sooner rather than later, because Hockey Adam is definitely on the pace. Night Nerd as well will surely be making his pit stop, but will have 5 seconds to serve when he does come in. So he might want to cover them off sooner rather than later. And that is Hockey Adam, Alteza and Bloodsport. Bloodsport, of course, on those softer compounded tyres, but hasn't been able to really make any sort of impression, unfortunately, as Myths makes a position on his teammate here, and that is down into the final. No, it's not. It's down into turn number 13 there, and now go through 14, 15, 16, and 17. A whole string of corners just batched together in one boatload. And there you go. Panther is now starting to make a move on Night Nerd, and there you go. Panther gets that done up into 4th position. Now, of course, Hockey Adam now 5.5 seconds behind Night Nerd. Now, does Night Nerd come to bits? There you go. Max Martin and Mr. Go now begin to make their pit stops, their final ones of the race. Max Martin onto the softs. Mr. Go as well onto the softs. So here we go. And, of course, Max Martin, I believe, has had a penalty to serve. So forgive me. I think Max Martin's penalty was servable. But I think that means he is out of contention for the race win. Let's see. No. So I wonder if something went wrong in the pit lane there. He's still got his penalty as he should, but has managed to defeat Hyder Leo for trap position. So that's all good for him. But unfortunately, there was an error in the pit stop there. For him, that meant that he drops all behind Mr. Go and Hockey Adam. So that means the undercut works out nicely, and now brings him within winning contention if Verz is to pit again. 15 laps to go so far. Verz has a declining rate of lead to Panther, but now this gets a little more interesting because the undercut will begin to... Oh no, there's a sector 2! Yellow flag, it's Myths in the wall! How has this happened again? Myths in the wall, and he's lost his front wing! What is he doing? Safety car deployed again. What was he doing? Myths there. I don't know what to say about that, and I won't say anything at all. That is for the stewards to investigate. But a safety car number 5 or number 6 in the race, and it couldn't have come at a worse moment for the people who have pitted. This screws, well, it doesn't screw Hockey Adam over. He will be in 2nd place at the end of this. But again, the race takes another twist as the pit lane becomes alive. And what will remain 12? Well, what was 12 will remain 12 for now. But I am sure if they look into that, if the stewards look into that, I don't think they're going to take too kindly to Myths there. Something definitely wasn't right there with his car. And then we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's not up to me from here. I can only speculate. I'm the commentator, not a steward. And to be fairly honest, I wouldn't be jealous of the stewards from this race. A lot to look into after this. At 6 DNFs throughout the race, and a lot of incidents that have cost a lot of drivers. And there you go. Myths just changes front wing and will get racing again. So now it's just Deku now rounding out our 12 drivers. I think he is a lap down if the timer is correct. Over 2 minutes to the next driver. Surely he's a lap down on everybody else. I will check that, of course, to the leader. Yeah, definitely a lap down. Most definitely a lap down. So Deku will at least have 1 lap less to go. But now everybody is on a fresh set of tyres, and this means the race will begin to open up. Rosso has not, will need to serve another penalty at the end of the race. They weren't able to serve the full 10 seconds there, as Myths has now retired from the sessions. The what was 12 is now 11. That means 7 retirements throughout the race, as I accidentally enabled telemetry there. And that means Deku is improving yet another position by doing little to nothing at all, and by just keeping it consistent, and might benefit from penalties towards the end of the race. But Bloodsport is all of a sudden brought back into this as well. My word. What a race we have witnessed here as Myths leaves the session. So at the moment, Verz leads from Hockey Adam, Mr. Go at the softs, Max Martin in 4th, Hyder Leo still with a 5-second penalty to serve. I don't know if he can serve it under safety car. But there you go. Panther in 6th. Altezza in 7th. 8th is Night Nerd. 9th is Bloodsport. 10th is Lee Dog. And 11th eventually will be Sus Deku here. But there you go. So yeah, Deku definitely a lap down on everybody else here. So he will unfortunately finish the race a lap down, I would imagine. But now, Buzz is your new leader on a fresh set of softer compounds. Hockey Adam on a fresh-ish set of medium tyres. And it is all of a sudden becoming a sprint race to the line. So 38 laps have gone. And yet it is all going to come down to the final 13 laps. Who has got the pace in this sprint race equivalent? And who will come out on top? Will it be Hockey Adam taking a win? Will it be Buzz taking the win? Will it be Mystico or Max Martin redeeming himself despite the 3-second penalty he has incurred during this race? Or will somebody outside the top 5? Will it be Altezza? Will it be Bloodsport? Stick around and find out. We have still got a lot of racing to go. It will surely be this lap that we go racing. So it'll be lap 39 out of 50 and 12 laps to decide who wins and who loses. So they're coming round now through turns, I believe that is 22 and 23. Yeah, 23, 24. Safety car will be in this lap, so Buzz, it's all down to you. Remember, he needs to allow the safety car to come into the pit lane, give a good gap to the safety car, and then it's up to him when he goes. Ignore the high revs glitch, by the way, that's just a spectating thing. There you go, and actually caught Hockey Adam napping there, and Hockey Adam is left vulnerable to Buzz's teammate Mr. Goat there, and there's a bit of racing going on in the background. Buzz gets a great restart though. There's already 6/10 ahead, but what can Mr. Goat do? Does he take a magic to the inside? And he's got that done, but no! Hockey Adam fighting back outside of track limits, but not able to do anything with it, so Mr. Goat up into 2nd place. No improvements around the field, but apart from Panther, who's up into 5th. And now Max Martin is putting Hockey Adam under pressure, unfortunately, from that bad start from Hockey. And that means Max Martin might have a chance at this. 12 laps to go, of course. Max Martin to the inside at approaching turn 13. Doesn't need the turn and gets that done. So that means now this race is Buzz's to lose. Mr. Goat just needs to delay Max Martin enough so that Buzz can get away, unless if there are no team orders here. Of course, we do prefer that style of racing. Now with 12 laps, it's all opened up here. Mr. Goat trying to hold off for 2nd place, of course, missed out on the podium last race. And oh no! Oh no! And no! Chaos and drama between 3 drivers. And oh my word! How has that happened again? Safety car number 6. Oh no! That will surely be investigated by the stewards at the end of the race. Hockey Adam retires because of a collision. And wow! It was all started thanks to Mr. Goat being punted into by Max Martin. One of the drivers forced wide, and then Mr. Goat just cut across Max Martin and Hockey Adam. Max Martin will still be in the race, but surely no chance. No chance at all of a win now. That is all gone. That is not going to be looked at too kindly by the stewards. So what was 11 becomes 10. 8 retirements from the Grand Prix now. Oh, there are going to be a lot of unhappy drivers at the end of this, I am sure. Oh, that is going to hurt. And I am looking at the Discord now. Nothing has been said as of right now, but Hyder Leo just kind of commenting on what happened there. I'll tell you right now for free, Hyder Leo, if you're listening, What happened was Max Martin forced Mr. Goat wide, and then Mr. Goat trying to get back onto the track, cut across Hockey Adam and Max Martin, and then of that brought out safety car number 6. So there you go. And yeah, Hockey Adam not too pleased. Yeah, no, Hockey Adam not too pleased. He has retired from the session. And apparently, Mr. Goat forcing blame onto the other driver there, and I believe that'll be Max Martin. Yeah, no, Hockey Adam is not happy at all, and I don't blame him. Quick interview, I guess? Do we want to chat? Shall we have a quick interview? Yes or no? In fact, no, we're going to be racing next up, so maybe. But, my God. It has all kicked off here. My God. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I am lost for words right now. We have 10 laps to go. We've had safety car number 6. It's all kicking off down at the Discord there. And, yeah, I'm going to leave them to it, to be honest with you. I don't know if this is what the broadcast needs, to be honest. So, at the moment, Panther and Rosso still have penalties. Now, of course, Rosso can decide to serve his in the pits if he'd like, but I think he's just going to serve it at the end of the race. So now, Rosso, what do you do in this situation? Why would you be staying out if you've got a penalty you can serve in the pits and you've got a safety car? Deku, of course, rounds out the top 10, but a lap down on everybody else. And Deku has, while not being involved in this race, will have points for just being consistent and on the track alone, so he is guaranteed points from these 8 retirements. And Max Martin and Mr. Goat will go at each other yet again. We hope it doesn't end up like it did last time, but drivers will have to be careful, and we will have to go through another restart. And of course, DRS will not be activated until lap number 44 and 45. So, a lot to talk about at the end of the race, definitely, and a lot of work will need to be done. So, at the moment, it's Burrs leading the way yet again, but we'll have pressure from Panther this time, Hockey Adams' teammate. But we'll make sure that nothing ends up the safety car. Hopefully we can just have 9 laps of clean racing and just go to the end, but it is another sprint race situation, and there you go. Race control with 9 laps to go decide to bring in the safety car. So now it is all up to Buzz yet again, and he'll be the one on the field at the end of the restart. He saw him take that more outside line there, and that catches Panther sleeping, so there you go. Verse with another excellent restart there. Max Martin already doing battle in the background. Mr. Goat gives that position away rather easily, but Max Martin lets him back past. So a bit of swapping there between Max Martin and Mr. Goat. But it is Max Martin that in the end lands on top in 8th position there. Deku, of course, a lap down on all of this, or Deku. But at the moment now, Bloodsport as well, now fighting for 5th position. And Panther now fighting for the lead still, but Burrs doesn't have the penalties to worry about. Burrs with a little mistake through there, actually. So I'm getting a brief tank stopper there, so struggling with oversteer in that section of the track. 9 laps to go. And all of a sudden, Panther looking very racy indeed, but Alteza now back in contention for the podium places and will end in 2nd if things stay as they are right now. Night Node as well trying to get up to the back of Alteza, so Alteza will at least be happy with how things are going, but Max Martin has already dropped out the DRS of Lee Dog there, so at the moment, Max Martin will definitely struggle to make up any further positions as it stands right now. We are focusing currently on the battle for fourth. Well, it's realistically a battle for the lead. Every single car you are looking at is involved in this. Panther to the outside, despite the 3-second penalty, will still have a race of it. And there you go. Panther gets that done rather epically, if I say so myself. Round the outside, carried it all the way through turn 27. And now will surely be under pressure from Vers behind. Panther gets the fastest lap of 1:29.247. So good pace from him. Nightnerd now looking to defend or attack Altezza. Or defend from Bloodsport there. Bloodsport trying to improve on what has been a chaotic race for him earlier in the session, but has benefited from all the retirements and finds himself in a battle for fifth. So he'll be happy with his race thus far. Lee Dog as well, despite the penalty, up into 7th, and Max Martin now within DRS of this pack. So the battle goes from 1st to 8th. So Max Martin back involved in all of this, but Altezza will need to close the gap, or else this DRS train will quickly become a 3-car train. In fact, it might already be too late for Altezza, because they are now just below that 1 second line. Well, they're just below that 1 second line, but yeah, Altezza finding pace through the corners there, so it didn't matter too much. But on the straights, looks like he's slowest, and they go outside of that 1 second zone for the DRS to hide a Leo here. But all Altezza needs to do is just keep it within 5 seconds, and then he has a podium position. But will Night Nerd make it easier? I highly doubt it. And Max Martin isn't going to be too far away from all this. And here we go. We're starting to see moves, and it's 3 wides into the final corner. Not sure this doesn't end in tears. And oh no, it does slightly end in tears. Lee Dog having a bit of a tussle with Max Martin there. Panther sets another fastest lap of the race, but as does Max Martin, a 1:28.730. Panther, no, I mean Max Martin even is zooming down the field. 7 laps to go, and all of a sudden I can't call where this is going to be. It is unpredictable, it is chaotic, but more importantly, it has been entertaining to say the least. And we will be at this again next week, same time in Japan. Arguably one of the best one of the best circuits on the F1 calendar. Rosso has dropped out the DRS from the top 2, so this means that the battle is between Vers and Panther, and of course Vers under no real pressure at all. Will perhaps just be happy to sit behind Panther until the end of the race. Of course, you do like to be in front of the driver at the end of the race, but you know what, with Panther's 3-second penalty, it doesn't matter. I don't think he's going to care too much, to be honest with you. He will just stay where he is, as Max Martin now has made another position on Night Nerd there, so he's up into 6th. Max Martin making quick work of the field here with someone else going east. And now Tezza has made a move on Hyder Leo here, so those mediums have fallen off already. As now we're seeing a change for the lead. Burrs decides to get it done on track. Now up into 1st position, but that won't last long because Panther will have the DRS, and there you go, to the outside. Here we go, Rosso with the DRS on Altezza. Gets that done, but now Bloodsport is involved in all this. It's 3 wide into turn 1. Yet again, will this end in tears? No, it won't for the time being, but Bloodsport up into 4th. Great drive from him. So far, so good. And then all that remains is now it's Rosso back into 3rd. Bloodsport up to 4th, though. Altezza down to 5th. Max Martin now 6th and looking to make moves. He is desperate to get up the field. 6 laps to go as it stands right now. Well, we have another safety car as Lee Dog goes wide there. Night Nerd down into 7th as well, thanks to Max Martin's charge. But of course, Max Martin with penalties at the end of the race, so he's just trying to get on with it as soon as he can and just try and make up some positions here. But at the moment, Max Martin stopped behind the Alfa Romeo of Altezza and might do so for another lap because he will have DRS. And there you go, there's Bloodsport making a move. Oh no, we have a caution. Ah no, it's Mr. Goat. Surely not. Don't bring out another safety car, please. And there we go, Mr. Goat will just get on his way. But Mr. Goat now out of any sort of contention for a win. That yellow flag is now cleared up. Vers takes back the lead, but Bloodsport and Rosso go out, get a head-to-head again. Bloodsport down the inside at turn number 27. And that is all said and done for the time being. Panther and Verz swapping the lead. 5 laps to go. Bloodsport up into third. Rosso not far is. Max Martin, more importantly, not too far away from this. Rosso now down into 6th. Max Martin making up the positions he needs to. So now, between Bloodsport, Altezza, it is now all for genuine position. So this means the podium position, I don't think Max Martin will do enough to break the 3-second gap between the drivers with 3 DRS zones. It's just not possible. Heidelio now dropping back and will surely give up a few positions at the end of the race. Despite only being 5 seconds, he is going to drop all the way down to 8th position. Mr. Goat pitting in, so evidently he's got some damage. Hopefully he won't retire, or else this will become a 9-car race very quickly. And Deku will be is guaranteed points regardless. As long as he can just get to the end, he will just be going on for points. There you go, Max Martin making another move on Altezza. Altezza shouldn't fight this one too hard. He doesn't, and allows Max Martin through. But of course, the good news for Bloodsport is if he just allows Max Martin through at the next DRS zone, if he just gets it right, he can actually use the DRS from Max Martin to stay in front of Altezza here. Now, at the moment, he decides to keep Max Martin behind him for now, as Rosso and Night Nerd have a little fight in the background there. Of course, we are watching every battle intently to make sure that nothing happens. The leader's keeping it clean, but there you go. There's Max Martin past Bloodsport there. And now up into third, but of course, with that penalty, that might not be his final position, which is a little unfortunate for him. Just involved in one too many incidents, and will lose the podium potentially at the end of the race. If he would need to realistically break the DRS point here right now, and of course he's only got about 6 tenths. It will increase to 7 tenths, so Max Martin clearly looking good here. Maybe he has done enough, you know, maybe just about. And oh no, caution in sector 3. What's happened? It's Mr. Goat going slowly for some reason and allowing Sus Deco through. And of course we are panicking every time we see yellow flag. 4 laps to go. I don't think we'd have time for another restart if a safety car came out now. But as it stands right now, Bloodsport staying within the DRS of Max Martin, so doing what he needs to do. Altezza falling off the DRS of Bloodsport though, so Altezza down on straight line speed again. All his tyres are just falling off, and there just isn't enough to carry him through. And there you go, Altezza is now vulnerable to Night Nerd here. Altezza with no DRS at all, and Night Nerd puts to the inside there, nearly trying to get something done, but unfortunately, and there's contact in the background. Night Nerd had a bit of a tank slapper there, but Altezza loses out to the DRS of Bloodsport, and Bloodsport now doing enough to at least benefit from that penalty, which Max Martin has incurred. And if he can stay with Max Martin, you will also be in contention for second, so 3 laps to go, and now Rosso has made a move. Oh no, there's a Red Bull on the wall! Oh no! He resets the track and does enough to not bring out the 7th safety car. But my words, panic in the cockpits of each driver there. And luckily nothing comes of it. What are leaders' ERS levels? That is a good question. Let's have a quick look and bring up the telemetry very quickly. 51% for Verz and 27% for Panther there. So there you go. That's your answer there. Thank you as well for tuning in. Lop1, I hope you don't mind me calling you that, because that's all I can say at the time being right now. It's been a long day. That's all I'm going to say. But Bloodsport at the moment staying within that DRS for 3rd position. And actually now will be good enough for 2nd position. Here we go. Oh no, he's outside the DRS zone now. Oh, has he got it again? Yes, he's got it again. So right now, as Panther and Verz now begin to fight, I think Panther has heard what I've said and is now responding to the call. Bloodsport again within the DRS zone. So at the moment, this is good enough for 2nd position. Of course, it doesn't matter that Panther is in the lead, as now we begin the 2nd to last lap. So 2 laps to go. And Bloodsport looking good for 2nd position here. And as it stands right now, Altezza as well, only good enough for 5th. Rosso will lose 6th to Night Nerd as it stands right now. Rosso with a 5-second penalty, and Lee Dog with another pit stop. So it's evidently got damage to the car, does have a good enough gap to Mr. Goat to at least make a free pit stop, and he will replace his front wing there. So what tyre is going to swap onto? The softer compound of tyres. So there we go. Drama at the end of the race, but guess what? Bloodsport now in a little bit of trouble here. 2.1 seconds to second position. So he all he needs to do was stay within the DRS, but that hasn't happened as of right now. And now Bloodsport in a bit of trouble here, so he's a bit vulnerable to the cars, well, to the cars in front of him. This means that he will just need to try and stay within that window to at least get second position. He will have third place regardless, I imagine, but now he has no DRS at all and will surely start losing time to the cars in front of him. But Max Martin has done an excellent job to get back onto the back of the top three. It will matter very little though, as Vers hasn't broken that DRS to Panther. And what I've got to do, we have the final lap now, and surely it's just going to be plain sailing for your leader, which is Vers in the Aston Martin. Came out of nowhere after one of the safety car restarts, and now has held it in first with the right calls at the right time. Of course, the safety cars rather dictating those calls, but ultimately Vers has had the pace of everybody else here at Jeddah. A lot to talk about, of course, in terms of the fact that 8 drivers haven't finished this race, but it is what it is. Jeddah really causing the drama, and a lot of, well, questions will be asked towards the end of this race. But it is Vers who will not care. It is Vers who has dominated every corner, every straight of this track. Max Martin again blows it when he didn't really need to. Bloodsport is looking like he's on the edge here at the moment. Let's see penalties, 3 seconds for both. He would still be within that window at the moment, so Bloodsport doing all he needs to do. He might be my driver of the day between Vers and Bloodsport, but Vers now is coming to turn 27. It's the final corner. Panther will hold off Max Martin for second position, but now at the line, it is Vers who wins race number 2, and Panther does it up for second. But what did Bloodsport do? It's only third. So Max Martin is knocked off the podium at the end. Bloodsport in third position there, and a 5-second time penalty means Rosso finishes in 7th, Nightnode in 6th, and Alteza in 5th. Lead Dog will be eventually coming round, and Deku as well, finishing his lap. Mr. Goat, miserable day at the office for him, causing a collision. Safety car number 6, of course, at this section of the track. Lead Dog coming around the final corner now. Joe Knight leaves the session, of course. Nothing further to go through. Joe Knight was in 13th. He was one of the DNFers, so evidently wanted to watch the race. Lead Dog comes across the line with the fastest lap of a 1:27.930 there. And then Mr. Goat will come across the line in 9th, and then we'll just... Oh! Okay. Alright then, lose your front wing at the very end of the Grand Prix. Of course, why not? But anyway, he'll come home. Bloodsport gets the driver of the day. I think it will go to Vers on this one. Vers just made all the right calls and wasn't really in the winner contention list until that epic charge on one of the safety car restarts. But at the moment, well, not at the moment, he's got that all said and done. And there you go, there's your podium celebration. Vers on top, Panther in second, Bloodsport in the Williams in third position there. Well done to him for making his way up the field. Bloodsport, of course, having drama at the start of the race, but able to recover it up into third position. So not a bad day at the office for Bloodsport, but a long day for the admins and the stewards there. And I do not want to be a steward for this league at this current moment in time, that's for sure. Lots of things to talk about. Anyway, we will go through your final results. It is Vers in first in the Aston Martin, Panther in the Ferrari in second, Bloodsport for Williams in third, Max Martin dropping down due to a penalty to fourth, Alteza in fifth, Night Nerd in 6th, Rosso in 7th due to penalties as well, Lee Dog in 8th, Mystigo in 9th after several collisions, Deku rounds out 2 laps down in 10th, and then your non-finishers, Hockey Adam, Myths, Maxet, Pink Panther, Joe Knight, Lasser, Kippo, and Saint Skillishu, who was your first crasher out in the race. So Lasser again with 2 DNFs there, of course, crashed out early in Circuit of the Americas, but crashed out again due to looking behind and clipping the wall there, bringing out another safety car. 6 safety cars were in this Grand Prix in total, but unfortunately unable to finish yet again. So, what a race that was. I think I am going to end it there because, my God, that was a race and a half. It was entertaining and I'll definitely remember it. But we will see if anybody wants a chat. I don't think so somehow. Yeah, no. Everybody's kind of gone off into their own little sections for today. So we'll end it there for the time being. But what a race that was. Vers coming out on top of all of it. And you know what? Great win for him. Let's see if he can continue it going through the rest of the season. But that is all from me for today. I will see you same time next week for Japan. It will be a great time, I assure you. So, from wherever you may be in the world, I wish you a very good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. Stay safe, stay alive, and we'll see you next week. And if you want to follow for more of my streams, do hit that follow button. We'll be having some Mass Effect 3 over the next week. But from all at QRL, thank you so much for watching. Thank you to the drivers and admins for setting all this up. It was one hell of a race for sure. See you next week, same time, 2 PM BST or 3 PM UTC. Bye bye for now.